Hey, you.
Yeah, you, the one watching this right now. I've got a question for you. What if today is the day everything changes? Life is a game of choices. You either step up or you step back. You either chase your dreams or you watch them slip away. And if you're going to tell me you don't have time, in a world where I grind for 18 hours a day, you're going to have a tough time making me feel bad for you. Because success doesn't wait for anyone. It's simple, it's now or never. What would have to happen this week for you to look back and say, I did it? Maybe it's time to stop breaking promises to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up at 7 a.m., then when the alarm goes off, get up. No snooze button, no excuses. That's a win, and wins stack up. Everything comes down to this moment. This is the only moment where you can change. The past? Done. The future? Not here yet. But right now, you have power. So don't waste it. Because the days feel long, but the years fly by. The opportunity is here, seize it. Wake-up calls come in many forms. Maybe it's in your relationships, realizing you've been distant from the people who matter. Maybe it's in your finances, realizing you're drowning in debt with no safety net. Some of you, the phone's ringing off the hook, but you keep ignoring it. But here's the thing, once you get the call, you have to make a choice. Are you going to answer? Are you ready to change your life? Because if you pick up that phone, it means one thing, it's time to move. No more waiting. No more hesitation. Maybe it's time to upgrade, to expect more from yourself, to live life at a higher level. Maybe it's time to change the way you think about your health, your habits, your future. You say wellness is important, but you still eat like you did 10 years ago. Maybe it's time to shift. You've made it this far. You've survived. Now it's time to thrive. If you've been stuck thinking about what to do next, it's time to stop thinking and start moving. Progress doesn't wait for those who overanalyze. You can't sit back and say, I'll give it 6 months and think about it. No. Give it 6 days. Give it everything you've got. The fastest person doesn't win the race. The person who starts first does. Be now what you want to be later. Because if you don't act now, that later you dream about will never come. People say, one day I'll do this, one day I'll do that. Guess what? One day is today. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, it's time to change. You do whatever it takes, even if it scares you. Even if people doubt you. Because this is your dream. And if someone gives you an opportunity, you take it. No hesitation. You have 24 hours in a day. The difference between success and failure is how you use them. Are you spending them building something, growing, improving? Or are you just coasting? I was raised to believe we all have a purpose. But purpose isn't just given, it's created. And the only way to fulfill that purpose is to push yourself beyond your limits. You can't just read and learn forever without taking action. And you can't just take action without learning from it. If you spend your whole life chasing opportunity without ever doing the work, you'll always be watching from the sidelines. Humans have untapped potential, every single one of us. But most people ignore it. They don't pay attention to the power of the present moment. Right now, you and I are here. Everything else, your past mistakes, your future worries, it's just noise. The only thing that matters is what you do now. No one is better or worse than you. We are all just beings in this moment. And from here, anything is possible. I chased opportunity relentlessly. But I didn't just chase it, I acted on it. I learned as I went. I applied everything. And that's what separates the successful from the stuck. The worst thing you can do is refuse to evolve. If your dream shifts and you don't adjust, you're setting yourself up for failure. Change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. But if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's a sign you're on the right path. Now is your time. Your moment. Your day. Now is the time to rise. Now is the time to stand out. Now is the time to make a difference. Now is the time to take action. Now is the time to be noticed. Now is the time to be heard. Now is the time to be seen. Now is the time to rewrite your story. The only belief that matters is this: if you put in the time, if you put in the effort, you will get better. That's a fact. And that growth compounds. People love to say talent is everything. But the truth? Talent without effort is wasted potential. Even the greats, LeBron, Jordan, the best of the best, they didn't just rely on talent. They put in the work. Every single day. So ask yourself, what do you love enough to fight for? What are you willing to sacrifice for? Because if you're willing to put in the time, if you're willing to outwork everyone else, you can achieve things beyond your imagination. Now is your moment. Now is your time. No more talking. No more excuses. The only question that matters is, are you ready? Too many people stand on the edge of opportunity, looking in, hesitating. They see success, they see potential, they see what could be, but they never take the step forward. They wait. They analyze. They make excuses. And before they know it, their chance is gone. You see, life rewards action. The people who make it to the top, they aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the most talented. But they are the ones who take action. And the truth is, we all have this untapped potential inside of us. We all have the ability to achieve something extraordinary. But it only happens when we focus, when we bring energy, when we stop looking at what's missing and start using what we have. Success isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's not something you're born into. It's something you build. You want to change your life. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to hand you an opportunity. Create the opportunity. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to start. Because right now, in this moment, you have everything you need to take the first step. Forget the past. Forget the doubts. Forget the opinions of others. This moment, right here, right now, is all that matters. And I get it, change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. But that discomfort, that feeling of fear, it's not a warning. It's a sign that you're finally stepping into something greater. The people who succeed in life are the ones who embrace that discomfort. They don't back away from it. They don't let fear stop them. They push forward, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain. Even when no one believes in them. Because at the end of the day, the only belief that truly matters is this. If you put in the time, if you put in the effort, you will get better. And when you get better, your results get better. Some people like to believe that talent is everything, that success is handed to those who were born for it. But that's not how it works. Even the greats, people like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, didn't just rely on talent. They worked. Every single day. They studied the game. They trained harder than everyone else. They chose discipline over distractions. And that's what separates the best from the rest. You might not be the most naturally gifted. You might not have the easiest path. But if you put in the time, if you refuse to quit, if you decide that you're going to make it, then nothing can stop you. Because at the end of the day, the people who win aren't necessarily the fastest, the strongest, or the smartest. They're the ones who start. They're the ones who keep going. They're the ones who refuse to give up, no matter how many times they fall. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to stop talking and start doing? Are you ready to let go of the excuses, the doubts, the fears? Are you ready to become the person you were meant to be? Because now is your moment. Now is your time. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. There is no tomorrow. Let me ask you something. What are you waiting for? You say you want a better life. You say you want success. You say you want to be great. But what are you actually doing about it? Because most people aren't waiting for the right time. They're waiting for an excuse to keep playing small. They're waiting for life to magically get easier. They're waiting for fear to disappear. They're waiting for someone to come along and save them. But no one is coming. No one is going to do it for you. And deep down, you know that. So why are you still standing still? You overthink. You doubt yourself. You wonder, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? But have you ever asked yourself, what if I succeed? What if this works? What if this moment changes everything? Because it could. But you'll never know unless you try. Your thoughts are not your reality. Your actions are. And if you keep letting fear make your decisions, you'll stay exactly where you are. You were not born to live inside your comfort zone. You were not meant to play small. You were built for more. But more only comes when you stop thinking and start doing. You think the people who make it just got lucky? No. They took risks. They failed. They got back up. Again. And again. And again. Every champion was once a beginner. Every legend started with nothing. The difference? They didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't let failure define them. They didn't wait for tomorrow. They showed up. Every single day. And if you want to win, you have to do the same. You think you have time, but you don't. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Think about it. How many days, weeks, years have you spent saying, I'll start soon? How many dreams have you let fade because you were too scared to take the first step? Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't slow down when you're afraid. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you ran out of chances. Do you really want to look back with regret? Do you really want to live knowing you could have done more, could have been more, but you let fear stop you? Because the pain of discipline is temporary. But the pain of regret? That lasts forever. No more hesitation. No more waiting for the perfect moment. Because the perfect moment is a lie. There will always be fear. There will always be uncertainty. But the ones who win are the ones who move forward anyway. You want success? Commit. Commit to waking up earlier. Commit to outworking everyone around you. Commit to pushing past the fear, the doubt, the exhaustion. Because nothing great comes easy. And you can either sit back and watch others take what you want. Or you can stand up and go get it. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. This is the second that changes everything. Are you going to step up? Are you going to take control? Are you going to fight for the life you deserve? Or are you going to keep waiting? Keep making excuses, keep wasting time. Because there is no tomorrow. There is only now. And now is all you need. What if this is it? What if this is the only chance you get? What if today is the day that changes everything, but you let it slip away? Most people go through life as if they have unlimited time. They tell themselves, I'll do it later. They act as if opportunities will always be there, waiting for them. But life doesn't work like that. Opportunities don't wait. Time doesn't wait. And success, it belongs to those who are bold enough to take it. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you demand from yourself. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you dream of. No one is going to push you to chase your goals. No one is going to hold your hand and walk you to success. That's on you. So why are you still waiting? Why are you still hesitating? Why are you still hoping that someday, somehow, things will magically change? They won't. The only thing that will change your life is you. The only thing that will take you from where you are to where you want to be is action. And not just action when you feel like it. Not just action when it's convenient. Consistent, relentless, unstoppable action. Most people never reach their potential because they quit too soon. They hit one obstacle and give up. They feel discomfort and run away. They don't realize that struggle is part of the process. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret, that stays with you forever. You can either suffer the pain of pushing yourself now, or you can suffer the pain of looking back years from now, wishing you had done more. And if you don't decide now, when will you? Next week? Next month? Next year? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you already said, "I'll start soon"? How many times have you convinced yourself that you need more time, more confidence, more motivation? Stop lying to yourself. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. Because motivation fades. Some days, you won't feel like doing the work. Some days, you'll want to quit. Some days, you'll wonder if it's even worth it. And that's where most people stop. But the ones who succeed, they keep going. They wake up earlier. They stay up later. They work harder. They push through the doubt, the fear, the exhaustion. They don't wait for the right moment. They create the moment. And that is the difference. That is why some people achieve greatness while others live in regret. So ask yourself, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to sacrifice comfort for growth? Are you ready to stop playing small and start becoming the person you were meant to be? Because this moment, right here, right now, is the only thing that's real. The past is gone. The future is uncertain. But this moment, this is where everything changes. Or it's where everything stays the same. And that decision, it's yours. So what's it going to be? Are you going to take control of your destiny, or are you going to let life pass you by? Are you going to stand up and fight for what you want? Or are you going to sit back and watch others take the opportunities you were too scared to grab? This is not just another day. This is the day. The day you stop waiting. The day you stop hesitating. The day you stop making excuses. Because there is no tomorrow. There is only now. And now is all you need. So go. Do it. Make it happen. No more waiting. No more wishing. No more regret. This is your time. This is your chance. This is your life. You say you want more. You say you want success. You say you want to change your life. But do you really? Or are you just saying it because it sounds good? Because it feels good to talk about it? Because deep down, you're still waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, ready enough, enough. Nobody is going to come save you. Nobody is going to hand you the life you dream about. If you want it, you have to go get it. And not tomorrow, not someday. Not when you feel ready, right now. Most people live their lives in pause mode. They wait. They hesitate. They convince themselves that they need more time, more knowledge, more resources. But the truth is, the only thing they're missing is the guts to start. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to take the first step. Because every person who has ever built something great started exactly where you are, unsure, unprepared, but unwilling to stay the same. So what's your excuse? That it's hard? That it's uncomfortable? That people might judge you? So what? You think the ones who made it didn't feel that too? You think they didn't doubt themselves, didn't fall down? Didn't have moments where they wanted to quit? Of course they did. The difference is, they got back up. They kept pushing. They kept fighting. And that's where most people fail, not because they aren't capable, not because they aren't talented, but because they let the struggle break them instead of build them. Because they don't realize that the hard moments, the failures, the setbacks, that's where you grow. That's where you separate yourself from everyone else who almost made it. You think you have time. But you don't. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Every opportunity you ignore is an opportunity that may never come again. You can either let time pass you by or you can take control. You can either keep making excuses or you can decide, right here, right now, that enough is enough. Nobody is going to care about what you wanted to do. Nobody is going to ask about the things you almost did. The world only remembers what you actually do. So what are you doing? Are you moving? Are you grinding? Are you making something happen? Or are you still sitting on the sidelines, watching, waiting, hoping? This moment is all you have. The past is gone. The future isn't promised. This moment, right now, is the only thing that's real. And the way you use it will decide everything. You can either own it, control it, use it, or you can let it slip away like every other moment before it. If you want it, prove it. If you say you're hungry, show it. If you say you're ready to change, change. Because talking means nothing. Wishing means nothing. Hoping means nothing. Action is the only thing that matters. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have the perfect plan. You just have to want it more than the next person. You just have to be willing to do what others won't. You just have to be willing to put in the work when no one is watching, to grind when it's boring, to push through when you feel like quitting. And when that moment comes, the moment when you want to stop, when your mind is telling you that you've done enough, that's the moment you keep going. Because that's where the growth happens. That's where the breakthrough is. That's the difference between winning and watching someone else win. You don't get another life. This is it. One shot. One chance. One opportunity to make something of yourself. And every day you waste, every excuse you make, is time you'll never get back. So ask yourself, right now, are you going to keep playing small? Are you going to keep telling yourself the same tired excuses? Or are you finally going to step up, take control, and make something happen? Because there is no tomorrow. There is no next time. There is no later. There is only now. And now is all you need. So go. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop thinking about it and be about it. Because this is your time. Your moment. Your life. You say you want to be great, but what are you doing about it? You say you want success, but are you willing to suffer for it? Because that's what it takes. Every dream, every goal, every vision you have in your mind, it all comes with a price. And the question is, are you willing to pay it? Most people aren't. Most people talk big but act small. Most people say they want change but refuse to step out of their comfort zone. They say they want more, but when life demands more from them, they back down. They let fear win. They let doubt creep in. And that's why most people never make it. Not because they're not capable. Not because they're not talented. But because they refuse to push through when things get hard. And things will get hard. That's not a maybe, that's a guarantee. Life is going to test you. It's going to knock you down. It's going to make you question yourself. Make you wonder if it's even worth it. And in that moment, you have a choice. Do you let it break you, or do you use it to build you? Do you let the struggle define you, or do you rise above it? The truth is, success isn't reserved for the special ones. It's not just for the chosen few. It's for the ones who refuse to give up. The ones who are willing to fight for it every single day. The ones who don't wait for inspiration but create it. The ones who don't wait for motivation but show up regardless. Because the people who win in life, they don't feel like working hard every day. They don't feel like pushing through every struggle. But they do it anyway. You want to know the real difference between those who make it and those who don't? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's consistency. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's pushing forward when the excitement fades. It's doing the work when no one is clapping for you, when no one is watching. When no one is telling you to keep going. Because the people who succeed, they don't need external validation. They don't need someone to hold their hand. They are self-made. They are relentless. And that's exactly who you need to become. You think you have time, but you don't. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Every excuse you make is a step further from your dreams. Every time you hesitate, someone else is out there working, grinding, building something great while you sit back and wait for the right moment. But let me tell you something, there is no right moment. There is only now. If you don't start today, you won't start tomorrow. If you don't push yourself now, you'll always find a reason to hold back. And before you know it, you'll look back at your life and realize that you wasted it. That you played it safe. That you let your fears, your doubts, your insecurities rob you of the life you were meant to have. That doesn't have to be your story. You can change it. You can rewrite it. But only if you take action. Only if you decide, right now, that enough is enough. No more waiting. No more hesitating. No more excuses. You are capable of more than you think. You are stronger than you believe. But none of that matters if you don't step up and prove it to yourself. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say you want. It doesn't matter what you dream about. It only matters what you do. And here's the truth, this isn't a one-time decision. This isn't something you hear once and suddenly change your life. Because motivation fades. Inspiration wears off. That fire inside you, it needs fuel. It needs to be fed every single day. Just like a car needs gas, just like an engine needs power, you need to constantly refill your drive, your passion, your hunger. That's why you need to keep pushing yourself. That's why you need to keep feeding your mind, your ambition, your vision. Because the moment you stop, the moment you slow down, that's when doubt creeps in again. That's when laziness sneaks back in. That's when the old excuses start whispering in your ear, trying to drag you back to where you used to be. And I won't let that happen to you. That's why I'm here. That's why this message exists. To remind you every single day of who you really are. To push you when you don't feel like pushing yourself. To fuel that fire inside you when the world tries to put it out. So don't just listen to this once and move on. Come back. Every day. Remind yourself of what's at stake. Remind yourself of what's possible. Let this be the spark that keeps you moving forward. Because this isn't just another video. This isn't just another speech. This is a wake-up call. This is your reminder that there is no tomorrow. There is only now. And now is all you need. So go. Do it. Make it happen. And every single day, come back here to refuel your drive. Because this journey isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. And I'll be here, every step of the way, making sure you never forget what you're truly capable of. You need to keep moving. You need to keep growing. You need to keep feeding that fire inside you. Because the second you stop, the second you let yourself slip back into old habits, that's when doubt creeps in. That's when laziness starts whispering in your ear. That's when you lose momentum, and before you know it, you're right back where you started. And I won't let that happen to you. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this. To remind you every single day of what you're capable of. To push you when you don't feel like pushing yourself. To be that voice in your head telling you to keep going when the world is telling you to quit. So don't just listen to this once and move on. Come back. Every day. Make this a part of your routine. Because motivation isn't something you hear once and suddenly change your life, it's something you have to feed every single day. Your mind is like an engine. It needs fuel. It needs energy. And this is your fuel. This is what keeps you focused. This is what keeps you hungry. So hit that subscribe button. Watch my videos. Let me be the voice that drowns out the doubts. The distractions, the negativity. Let me remind you, day after day, that you are more than your fears, more than your failures, more than what anyone else says you can or cannot do. Because this isn't just another speech. This isn't just another video. This is your wake-up call. This is your daily push. This is your moment. And I'll be here every step of the way. Making sure you never forget who you really are.